Okay, I told you I was going to get cut off. Damn it. I didn't want to have to do another part, but this is part two. If you didn't see part one, then you are evil. Um, then go see the first part to this, everybody. It's called Defending Black Culture at All Cost. Um, anyways, I was saying that my grandmother did not play. And when we, and even before we came to California, just like, I mean, even in Chicago, it didn't matter. We had standards and rules in our home, and my father and my parents and stuff. Like, it's just what they decreed, that's what it was. It didn't matter what the other kids were doing or any of that stuff. You know, I'm Muslim. So, when you go to public school, some days there's stuff on the menu that you can't eat. Of course, my parents would have the menu in advance. And so we knew what days we could eat at school and the days we didn't, then you took lunch to school or whatever, or you just didn't have lunch, you know. Um, but the greater point is that just like you had rules and standards and moral expectations in your home growing up, irrespective of what all the other kids were doing or what was going on at school or anywhere else, this is the same thing. We must articulate and hold our standards as African people. That no, we don't care what y'all are doing. We okay with what you doing over there, but that's just not what we're doing over here. We don't do that. You know, this is no different than I'm Muslim and you want to parade pork in front of me all damn day. And then when I speak against pork, then I'm supposed to be a bad person. Nah, that's not the way it works. You understand? This is a evil and specious, deliberate assault upon African culture, um, blackness, our history, all of those things. That's what it is. This is right up there with trying to continue to buck and break us, to completely delete any and all things that offer us any connection to our authenticity. That's what it is. It starts slow. They first start telling you we're all the same. We bleed the same. Well, that's out. We are unique and we are different. And indeed, we are special. Allah was not just being decorative when He gave us this melanin. You understand? And the way our hair grows towards the universe and all those things. Allah was letting you know this is different, just like He put stripes on a zebra so you would not know until you know that's not a giraffe. You understand? A cat doesn't look like a lion. You understand? We could go on. So, what we also need is we need these weak ass males in various parts of fame and entertainment and shit, athletes, entertainers. There's no worse example for young boys and girls than when we see any of our people being challenged to either stand on their word and their conviction or to now recant and apologize and step back. That's teaching acquiescence. We should not be teaching that in African homes. You don't back down for shit. Not a damn. But there's a requisite for that. You must stand on righteousness. You understand? That must be the foundation. You don't get to stand up for some nonsense or something that's bullshit. You don't get to do that. Again, the standard. The standard. and we write the standard. We are just accepting and buying into the lawless, unguided, uh, unconnected to God way of being of this devil. I remind you, this is a people who have no prophet, no book ever sent to them. And for all these fake ass big nose people from Poland and Germany and Russia and all that want to claim they're some kind of sacred people, it will never happen. It will remain a fantasy. It will. We accept what the divine has informed. That must be the criterion. You don't get to just up and proclaim that you're something that you're not. We don't accept that. We don't. I'm sure if I wanted to try to legally proclaim myself as Oprah, in about 5 minutes, I'm going to get a cease and desist letter from some very powerful lawyers telling me to sat my ass down. You are not Oprah. Pretty sure of that. Pretty sure of that. How about I just set up a YouTube channel and proclaim myself to be NBC or CNN or MSNBC or Fox or somebody? I feel like that's my pronoun. I'm Fox. I'm CNN. That's my pronoun. It's how I identify. Again, there would be some very serious cease and desist letters flying through my damn mailbox. You understand? Probably being delivered in person. So let's be clear about what this is. It is specious, it is evil, it is diabolical. Most importantly, it is ungodly. It is not holy. It is unrighteous. For any young child, and we make this blanket proclamation, irrelevant and irrespective of their society, no black child under majority age will be making any proclamations about themselves before they are of majority age. You understand? Because what's next? We should just hand a 3-year-old the keys to the car. Why not? He said at 5 he's a pilot. And we celebrate that, and we bought him a plane so he could express himself and fly and stuff, and just a jetliner, like a A380 and stuff, because he told us at 5 that he was a pilot, and so we want him to be who he is and be his full self. And where's my punch? I think I just lost a tooth. I made my own self sick. That's what we're dealing with, though. As outrageous and sickening as that is, that's exactly what this is. That's what it is. Ironically, they dig your ass up in 5,000 years and they go, oh, this was a male. So for all your proclamations and pronouns, oh my God, the divine still wins. Damn that divine law. Urgh. It'll get you every time. Urgh. You can't get around it. Damn those pesky laws of existence. Urgh. Who could stand it? What goes up must come down. Damn it. Urgh. Wadillahi haq. The promise of Allah is true. And what that means in this hour is everything that Allah has promised, good and bad, is true. Wadillahi haq. So when Allah says, this is the way, and conversely, this is the punishment, whatever the divine promises, that's what he means. You're being seduced in this world into this nebula of what's the word I need right now? this nebula of ambiguity. It's not the word I wanted. Damn it. But you're being seduced into this lane of ambiguity where nothing is certain, you know. They give you everything is 50-50 and it's both sides. Like there's no real truth. There's just opinions. The one thing that makes me always want to punch somebody in their face is when they say, when you give them abject truth, like evident truth, and they want to hit you with, well, everybody have the right to their opinion. No, bitch. No, nobody has a right to anything but the truth. That's it. That's it. Stop accepting that in your own life. Don't allow that. Don't play into that. You understand? Set the standard for when somebody brings something to your gate. No, I don't accept that here at my gate. I don't accept that. You use that someplace else. That key doesn't work here. I deal in truth and fact and what's right. There'll be no opinions here. We will agree on the truth, or we won't agree and you will never talk to me again. That's how I operate. There is no opinions. What is the truth? So that every time they put somebody up on TV, they got to have both sides. Nah. And the dumbing down of the public, this is how this happens. You literally have people waiting to be told what to think and do. That's a real thing, everybody. It's pervasive. I've told you a million times, this is where you get the undecided bitch voter. It's always some fat white bitch with glasses that's undecided. She's undecided, bitch, you see. That translates to, I have not been told what to think. That's what it means. I just did the translation for you. There you have it. You're welcome. When you have clear choice, you're undecided. Wow. Well, I've got a hernia in my eye, so there's that. We don't accept it. We don't. This is the one I was scanning before we were cut off, and I think I was pretty much, I feel like I was done with it. I just want to see if there's anything of real merit that jumped out at us. Just, I agree with them though, you know, and of course they're going to twist this to try to make it seem like, oh, look how unfair they're being. No, everything we read is in the previous article and in what we read in this one, was about China saying, nah, we have standards and we don't get into that. There will be a moral standard here. It's not just anything goes. Thank you. You see, and that's the way it needs to be, because you will let white culture, white people, because there is no culture, you will let white way of being lead you off the cliff of ill repute. I just was watching the other day, not that I needed it because I know this, because Christians all do this. But this brother really had this Christian cornered, you know, in a way that should have been evident to. This is why it's one thing to feel sorry for Christians, but then you just don't respect them after you realize that they just have they have a willful ignorance. Like you can't, how do you tie your shoes in the morning? How do you do that? Please show me you doing that so that I can just feel better that you can do it and it's not some fantasy, you know. But he clearly was showing him, he got him to say of his own words that he believed the Bible was from God, but that it was just inspired. It was written by man, though. So that's immediately not from God. So there's that. Check that box. Anyways, fine. But then when he cites something in the Old Testament, this Christian wants to go to the New Testament. He goes, but isn't the Old Testament from the same God that you say is responsible for the Bible? And there he was twisted into a knot. You're trying to put words in my mouth. And no, I'm telling you the shit you just told me. This dumbass riddle that you call Christianity. It's a dumbass riddle. The Wizard of Oz makes more sense than that nonsense. It just does. And by the way, nobody say anything bad about the Cowardly Lion and I will fight you. Woof. No, woof. county lion is everything, dude. The damn county lion. I can't. Anyways, they will do that because this is a society and a people who don't believe. They don't believe. They harbor the 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 spoils, not the word I wanted yet again, of this life. You know, material shit. You know, money and business and the pursuit of just a bunch of stuff. Go and forget Islam for a moment. Just go. Well, you can't now because the damn pandemic bullshit. But find somebody who is ill, like bedridden, can't do shit. Their principles have changed. Their priorities have been realigned, I promise you. I don't want you to wait or have to be given a predicament to begin to understand what's important and what's not, everybody. You know, you should get something out of this world, but what is that? You should get a healthy understanding of creation, your relationship to it, your kinship to it, you know, an appreciation for it. You should get a full understanding in your present consciousness of your creator, the one who made you and sustains your very next breath. Those are things to seek and harvest in this life. And great relationships with strangers that become friends or family, if you've got good family, your children, your spouse, you know. These are the things. Good food, you know, great times sharing food, great conversation over food. Food as medicine and not as some commodity or consumable, you know. To see the sun rise and set, to understand history and things like that. But being just caught up in all this nonsense and bullshit is just it's meaningless. And many people are not confronted with that reality until it's too late. And they wish they could go back and reclaim some of the time and reassess and reprioritize the things that they should have been paying more attention to and what was really important. And they didn't. They were trying to get the next Versace bag or something. None of that matters. It don't matter. It don't matter. I need you to really process that in your life at some point. Ponder that. Wow. That's I can't. I can't. We don't accept this this pixie. And on this one I used the I had the picture of the pixie and Boosie. I've given you the analogy of the crack house too. You live in a crack house, so why are you complaining that it's not a clean house or something? I don't understand why you guys don't have the furniture that matches. It's a crack house. Do you know where you're at? There was just a whole thing that I just saw on prostitution somewhere in, I feel like it was Arizona or Texas or something, and I just thought, man, how sad. They would say that, there was the mayor or somebody, putting up signs. It was a big ribbon cutting for some sign, this district where they're putting up these signs that, they're clamping down on prostitution. And, to me, it's a victimless, there's no victim there. It's not a crime. But moreover, you're putting up signs and proclaiming you're cracking down. How about you gather up all the prostitutes and say, what's your issue to each individual personally? and let's get them some funding and some housing and figure out what's going on with them and fix that. They're not out there for sport and because it's their favorite thing in life to do, you know? But that's this society. They always want to treat the symptom and not the cause. You'll never have healing medicine in this fucking nation, dude. Never. Their heads twist off when you even say it. Let's see. Um, Gay entertainment content has remained in a gray zone, and foreign films with gay themes such as Call Me by Your Name. Wait, isn't that the same name as that little Pixies damn Satan song? And Bohemian Rhapsody have been heavily censored and removed from screens. You see, that's why China is a progressive society. Why it looks the way it does, and they get shit done. All manufacturing on planet Earth is done in China, and you could just go on and on and on because they're not letting their society go to hell. That's just what it is. I've told you that's why they don't want the Taliban in power in Afghanistan. We can't have righteousness being the law of the land. We can't allow that. We're satanic demons, and so everybody should live that way. We're spreading demonocracy. You know, that's what it is, not democracy. They want to spread their demon bullshit. Earlier this year, the dominant messaging app Weixin WeChat erased all past content of the accounts for the campus's alphabet groups of China's top universities. You see, this is a deliberate thing to pervert and pollute everybody because it's a personal thing. Like I say, this is no different than, let's say, one woman wears acrylic nails and another one wears press on, but they both want to be identified for their nails and given high respect for that. Nothing else. Like nothing else, you know. And as I say, it's the highest insult to me, just as a human being, to have women even acknowledge this nonsense. You know, I won't speak to the lesbian class because that's a same and different animal at the same time. Um, that's just something else, and it has a few different moving parts, but men trying to impersonate and proclaim themselves to be women is something we must never accept as Africans. Little white kid, little Arab, little Latino, little Asian, anybody else want to do that? We not over there. That's what y'all do. That's what you do. But over here in African culture, we don't allow this. And I tell you, teach people how to treat you by what you allow. That's why we must be vocal, we must be loud, we must be persistent, and we must be united on this. We can't have it. And we have to condemn also those who allow these things in, or even the perception to be given that we allow these things in, i.e., your Tisha Campbell and the other chick and BET and all that. Remember the year they had, and they just opened up the show, and it was just all these pixie people, you know? And it was a double insult to me because they were doing my wife. And then they announced that Janet was supposed to have showed up, but that she didn't, and that's why they were singing the songs. Well, that was because of me. You already know that. You feel me? All right, I already told my wife, you're not doing that. So we're not doing that. And I think we flew to Paris that night or something. It was very romantic, but I don't want to get into that. That will be in the book. But every time we have a Dwayne Wade, or we have just anybody, that's allowing this or giving it a green light, that's dangerous. They need to say, I speak only for me. I'm okay with it. But the African community, this is not cool. It's never going to be accepted. And then there are those who don't speak for us. Donna ass Lemon. You understand? It's like Malcolm said, but the principle is the same here. That's exactly what's happening. You can't have someone who is on the other side of any issue speaking for you, because they will always be forwarding a position that allows them to feel comfortable over there with the people in opposition to you. Excuse me. And Malcolm was talking about interracial relationships. Like, you can never have any Negroes, his word, that speak who are in interracial relationships speaking on behalf of Negroes, because they will always be forwarding a position that allows them to continue to feel comfortable in that interracial relationship. So what they have to say is meaningless and has no validity at all. Don Lemon is not an African. And not just him, but anyone who does or promotes anything that is contrary to the principles and values that we hold as a people are not us. Republicans do this all the time. You get up there and start saying some stuff that sounds like a damn Democrat or liberal. So and so doesn't represent the Republican Party, and they're not one of us. They're telling a heartbeat. I'm not mad at them. I agree. So what's good for the goose shall be good for the gander. That's just what it is. So get rid of, and a story I didn't finish telling you in the first part of this little kid that was singing "Hey Nah" by Outkast. That's an example. Children should understand, or parents should understand. This kid picked it up. I'm sure no parent wrote that down and taught him the words. They were playing it. He heard it. He knew it. I tell you, we have children as younger than him that can recite the entire Quran. Allahu Akbar. But that buttresses what I've told you a million times. Our children can be whatever the hell we want them to be. We can build a whole new civilization of African people. Real warriors as it relates to the men. You start teaching your child from a young age, no one is greater than them. Love only your own. That's it. Never speak bad about your own. Support your own. All these things. And give them a negative view of the other. That's what you will produce. But you come right out the gate with, I just want them to love everybody. You just wrote their damn ticket to incarceration and mental anguish and shit. You just did that. Your children need to know you're an African child. You are different and you are special. You are the lineage of the first creation of mankind by God. Period. Your ancestors are X, Y, and Z, and these are the standards which by you must live. How you grow a child up, that's the way they will march. But you're not making any effort, and they know that, so they're jumping right in to fill the void. Here's Lil Nas Pixie. Here, you can be whatever you want. They putting the shit in your cartoons, and they put it on the box of cereal. It's on the little shirts and little outfits you buy for them, and you're just promoting white supremacy from the moment they say, before they can even say wah. I don't want this thing to cut me off again, y'all. So just remind me, and we will make this the topic of our next live stream. Certainly, I'll devote some time to it, you know. And what is today? I don't know what today is. Today is Thursday. So maybe tomorrow when I get home from the mosque, maybe we will do something. I will go live then. So be looking for me to potentially be live tomorrow, everybody. Yeah. So I think I'll land it here just so it doesn't get an opportunity to cut me off again, because then I'll have to do a third part because I'll feel pissed off that I didn't get finished what I was saying. Uh, yeah. So that's where we're at. And we'll expound upon it in the live stream. I love you all. I'll see you soon.